All right, so today's video is a continuation of yesterday's video. So if this is not making sense, you might need to go to the quote part 1 video that's on Mr. D's Classroom Extensions. This is the part 2. So right now, everybody should have this expression right here, this baby. Right here, we're going to factor that guy right there. So make sure you have this expression down. We're going to show you a little factoring skill here. All right, so here we go. We've got this expression called 5x squared. And then it says plus 16x plus 3. And my students already have this in their journals. But there's two possibilities that we could have for some factors. All right, now, when you're factoring a guy that has not the number 1 in front of the x squared, but any other coefficient, so our coefficient's 5, what are literally the only factors of 5? That's it, 5 and 1. All right, if you're a smart aleck, you say, well, it's 1 and 5. Well, yeah, it's the same thing, okay? All right, then we got 3. What are the only factors of 3? Right? Just what? 3 times 1. That's it. So we know we're going to have a 5x and an x. And we know we're going to have a 5x and an x because the only factors are 5 and a 1. Now, I'm not putting a 1 in front of the x, just like I don't call somebody 1. We'll just make up a name. Steve, or, we'll just make up a name. One, you don't walk in, hey, good morning there, one Homer. We just call him Homer. All right? Oh! All right, but what we're going to do right now is, what are the only factors of 3? A 3 and a 1. So here's what happens. You can either put a 1 and a 3 here, or you could put a 3 and a 1 right there. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of practice the FOIL method, okay? We're going to practice the FOIL method. And if you haven't done the FOIL method, then you really need to just go back to Algebra 1. But here's the FOIL method. The FOIL method represents the first products, the outer products, or you can call them the outside products. I'll just call it outer because it's a shorter word. The inside products, but I'm just going to call it the inner products, and then the last products. All right? Now, no matter what, okay, I want you to understand, the first products for us, no matter what, are going to be 5x and x. That's the first products. So a lot of times you'll see people do first products like that. Okay? And then we understand, you guys see how these are actually the outside products, right? Those are the outside. But what I want you to do right now is I want you to do it this way. We're going to call these the outside products, and we're going to call these the inside products. Because the last products, which are the 1 and the 3, don't change. So you guys see how the first products and the last products don't change on either one of those? What are the only two things that could possibly change in our problem? The inner and the outer. So listen, when you guys are doing this method, you have to focus on the outside products and the inside products. It's the inner, these are the inner, I'm going to call these I, and these are the outer. So we have the inner, I'm going to call I, and we have the outer. These are what really matters. Okay? So check this out. I'm going to call this one number 1 and this one number 2. So this is expression number 1, expression number 2. What are the outer products here? Yeah, 5x and 3, right? So our outer products are equal to what? 5x times a 3. Okay? What about our inner products? What are our inner products? 1 and an x. So here we get 5x times 3, which is a 15x. And here we've got a 1 times an x, which is an x. Ooh, together, what do they make? 16x. And honestly, that's what we want our outer and our inner to combine. We want them to combine to a, does everybody see that's what we wanted? Which means, now I'm going to do the second one, but that means this is our answer because the outer products and the inner products match that 16x that we needed. Look what the other one would yield. The other one's going to yield a different sum. So look, what are our outer products right here? 5x times 1. So put 5x times 1. Because, by the way, it's not just important to know the right answer. It's also important to know why the wrong answer is the wrong answer. Okay? So 5x and 1 is just a 5 and an x. All right? So right here, what are the inner products? 3 times an x, right? 3 times an x, which is a total of 3x's. When you add those guys together, what do you get? 8x. And we didn't need 8x's. We needed what? 16. So let me tell you something. Do you guys know what this would be the correct factorization of? This would be the correct factorization of this. So you can write this underneath it, okay? If I had 5x squared plus 8x plus 3, then and only then, this would be the correct factors for this equation. Whereas this expression factors to this right here. So I need you guys to see the difference in these two factorizations, if that makes sense. Okay? So right now, for our expression, can you guys write 5x plus 1 and x plus 3, and just go right up here, right? 5x plus 1. So right here, you're going to go parentheses. You're going to go 5x plus 1, and you're going to do what? X plus 3. That's the factored expression of this guy. Okay? Now, it's kind of cool. If you guys go to Desmos, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go to Desmos real quick. All right? So check this out. We had an expression, and it was 5x squared plus 16x, right, plus 3. And then we factored it, and we said the correct factorization, all right, was 5x plus what? Plus 1 and x plus 3. Now look, do you guys see? Look. If you factored it incorrectly, look what happens. If I put a 3 here, and I put a 1 here, can you guys clearly see how these are not the same quadratic? So that's a way to check yourself. Yeah, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because in life, guys, you got to learn how to check yourself. Because once you become an adult, nobody's going to check you until it's too late. All right? All right. But that's how you check yourself in math. All right? My wife checks me all the time. All right. So all we got to do right now, all right, we are done with this one. Now it's time to go to part A and have a little fun. This is going to be a lot easier. We got all the tough factoring notes taken care of. Now we just got to do some stuff right here. Okay? And it says calculate an expression. Just do it on your paper if you want. Right here. Just do it right here on your paper. It says what? What is 2 parentheses A plus B? So here we go. Ready? Oh, I got a phone. A phone is ringing. Must be an animal in trouble. Hold on. All right, I had to send a couple people away from my class because they had other things to do. But they're going to watch this video. Or not. So right now, check this out. 2 parentheses. You guys see A? And A is, ready? Do this. Ready? 5x squared plus 16x plus 3. Okay, so I'm going to highlight things in different colors to try to help at least focus your attention a little bit easier. Hey, for those of you who are eating chips up there, come on, man. Leave your chips alone. Just write this stuff down. Oh, hold on. Changing colors. There we go. All right, so we have these 4 colors, all right? So it says 2 times A plus B. Well, everybody, hopefully you understand this is the expression for A. All right, that's the expression for A. And then what do we have to do? We have to add the expression for B, which is 4x squared plus 9. So I'm going to go ahead and close that parentheses. Okay. All right. Here we go. Keep moving forward. Plus 2 times C, which is x squared plus 6x plus 8. That's our expression right here. Okay. And then what do we have to add to that? We have to add D, which is x squared plus 3x. And I'll close the parentheses. All right. Not too bad if you just look at it from that perspective. Now, what I like to do before I multiply things by 2, I like to combine like terms. So can we just kind of get things combined to make it a little bit easier? Okay. So what is technically a plus b? Would you guys agree 5x squared and 4x squared is a total of 9x squared? And then we have what? We have a 16x, and then 3 plus 9 is a total of 12. So what does this right here represent? This represents what's called a plus b. Okay? Plus 2, open parentheses. We have an x squared and another x squared, so that gives us a total of 2x squared. We have 6x and 3x, which gives us a total of 9x, and then we have just an 8 at the end. So after and by the way, what does this guy represent? This represents the sum of c plus d. So that's c plus d. Okay. All right, so now what are we going to do? We're going to distribute, right, 2 throughout the entire equation, which gives us a total of 18x squared plus 32x plus 24. You're like, I'm not used to distributing down. I'm used to doing this. Well, you know what? Either way, you're doing the same process, right? 2 times 2 is 4. We double that. 2 times 9 is 18. 2 times 8 is 16. So now we just got to combine like terms. So let's think about our like terms. We've got 18x squared and 4x squared, which is a total of 22x squared. We've got 32x and 18x, which is a total of 50x. Okay. And then we have 24 and 16, which is a total of 40. All right, there you're done. That's it. That's your answer. Wow, we had to do quite a bit. What do we have to combine? We had to combine like terms. We had to add like terms together. Then we had to multiply, double it, and then we had to what? Recombine all the like terms. Okay. You just gotta take your time and do things step by step. Now, understand. Here's the cool news. Anytime it says a plus b or c plus d, we already have the expression right here. So if we come back to something, then let's just kind of reuse it if we need to reuse it. Does that make sense? All right. So I'm going to go over here. I'm just going to go down to this next one. Do you guys see where it says 2 times a plus b minus 2 times c plus d? Okay, so here's what I'd like you to do. Being that we just did this, do you guys see what a plus b is and c plus d is? So let's just use what we've done correctly and plug it in. Does that make sense? All right, so here we go. Let's go back to our problem. All right, so here we go. It says a calculated expression in terms of x to represent this. So we have 2 times. Now we've already found what? Have we already found? Actually, honestly, have we already found double a plus b? We've already found double a plus b, haven't we? Correct? So this right here, this represents 2 parentheses a plus b. And what does this represent? 2 parentheses c plus d. So how about this? Can we just, yeah, can you guys help me out? Please tell me these correct ones for our next one right here. Ready? So what is 2a plus b and what is 2c plus d? Here we go. 2a plus b is what? 18x squared plus 32x plus 24. Hey, do you guys understand? Because we did things slow, and because we found different expressions, this is making this problem a heck of a lot easier and faster because we kept all of our information. Minus, open, parentheses, what is it? 4x squared plus 18x plus what? 16. All right. Now, here's what I want you guys to understand. If you're doing stuff slow, you can actually go back and see the work that you've done before, and if you've done it correctly, it will help you out quite a bit. For those of you who aren't sure what we just did, okay, I'm going to go back here. Check this out. This was a plus b. This expression right here was 2a plus b. And this expression right here was 2 times c plus d. So all we're doing is just taking what we did before and what we did here, and we're just what? Transferring it over to this problem. What's the only thing we're going to do now? We're going to do what? Subtract. So we've got to apply that negative, all right? So what are we going to do? We're going to literally take away a 4x squared. We're going to take away an 18x, and we're going to take away a 16, and we're done. Okay? So what is 18x squared minus 4x squared? That's a total of 14x squared. Now 32 minus 18 brings me to 14, and 24 minus 16 gives me an 8, and there we go. That's my answer. And why were we able to do this one a heck of a lot faster? Because we took our time. Yeah, we took our time on the first one, and we were able to reuse information that we already found. By the way, guys, on the SAT, I'm going to let you know, on the SAT, sometimes they have 3 problems where you have to do, like, 3 problems in a row deal with the same topic. Like, you use one piece of information to help you solve for another piece of information. Okay? All right, let's go on to the next part. Okay. So check this out. Do you guys see a plus b plus cd, and then a times b plus cd, and a times b minus c times d? So what are we going to really need to focus on? A times b and c times d. So you guys ready? I need you guys to help me right now, because I'm going to write down what a is. Ready? What is a equal, and what is b equal to? What is a equal to? I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah, we have to, by the way, guys, you guys know? You guys see this right here? This is A. This is B. So when I say what's A, this is A, okay? So what is A equal to? 5x squared plus 16x plus 3. What is B equal to? All right, very good. All right, what is C equal to? Yeah, go ahead. You've been helping me out. I'm waiting for a student right now. He's all right. And what is D equal to? There we go. Okay, so listen up. Whew. Get your journals out now, okay? Get your journals out right now. I want you guys to write this down, and I want you guys to write this expression, because this is one you're going to probably want to have in your journal. So make sure you take your time, write it in your journal. All right, we're going to do a couple of different ways. One way, we are going to show you how to find the product of A times B, and then in a different format, we're going to find the product of C times D, okay? They're both correct ways of doing it. So here's what I'd like you to do. I would like you to take 4x squared plus 9, which I know technically is b, but I'd like you to put it up front, and I would like you to multiply it to a, which is 5x squared plus 16x plus 3. Now I'm going to be using 2 different colors, okay? I'm going to be using blue, all right? And then I'll be using red. So here's what we have to do in the blue. You have to take that 4x squared and you have to distribute it to every single number. So I'm going to do it in every single number. I'm doing it in blue, so every single term. So what is 4 times 5? That's a total of 20. And x squared times x squared is x to the power of 4. 4 times 16 is 64. And x squared times x is x cubed. And 4x squared times 3 is a total of 12x squared. All right? And we're done with the blue. We've literally multiplied 4x squared times every single term. Now we have to switch to red. We're going to do 9 times 5x squared, which is a total of 45, but watch what I do. 45x squared. And then 9 times 16x. I believe that's 144, but somebody can check me. 9 times 16, I believe, is 144. And then 9 times 3 is 27. Okay? All right. So What can I do now after I've done all of this? What do I have to add? Add all the like terms. So what we only have 20x to the power of 4, and then we have 64x cubed. How many x squareds do we have? We have a total of 57x squareds, a total of 144 x's. That means you really don't know how to keep a relationship. And 27 at the end. Okay? All right, so what does all this represent, guys? All of this represents A times B. So this represents A times B. Okay? So guys, this is what I want you to know. This is basically the way I used to do it. Okay? When I was your age, I would just multiply things out, add like terms. Okay? Now I'm going to show you a different way. Okay? A different way for C times D. Now, how many terms does this have? This has a total of 3 terms. This is a trinomial. This is a binomial. So can you guys make something with me, please? Okay, so make this with me. Oh, sorry. So kind of see, I'm making an array, okay? Like a 2 by 3, okay? I'm making a 2 by 3. So right here, what I'd like you guys to do, do you see where it says x squared and 3x? I want you to put x squared and 3x right here. And for this one, I'd like you to do x squared. I'd like you to put a 6x, and I'd like you to put in 8. So I want you to set that up, okay? Now, in this method, all we got basically do, it kind of helps kind of keep things separate so you can see what you need to add together at the end. But we're just multiplying, all right? This is an array. It's like the area. So if this is x squared and that's x squared, that becomes x to the power of 4. 6x squared times, 6x times an x squared is 6x cubed. And 8 times x squared is 8x squared. X squared times 3x is 3x cubed. 6x times 3x is a total of 18x squared. And 8 times 3x is a total of 24x. Now, do you guys see how you can kind of figure out where the like terms? Do you see these like terms right here? Okay. And where else do you notice some like terms? Right there, correct? All right, so it has some like terms that you can, add together. So right now, what do we have? We have x to the power of 4. How many x cubes do we have? 3 and 6 make 9. 18 and 8 make 26. And then what do we have at the end? 24 what? 24x. And so what does this represent? C, that represents what? C times D. So part C was what? Calculate an expression in terms of x to represent what? A times B plus C times D. So now, would you agree this is A times B and this is C times D? So what do we got to do with these? We just got to do what? Add them together. So let's add them together. We got 20. We got x to the power of 4. How many x to the 4s do we have? 21. We have 64 x cubes. We have 9 x cubes. How many total x cubes do we have? 73. 57. 26. What do you think? Nope. Probably easier if you did it this way. You had it right. You had it right the second time. Yeah, 83. See, if you take the 3, carry the 1, right? So you have what? 83x squared, correct? All right. 24. Oh, not 24x, my bad. Hold on. We got to add it to what? 144, correct? 144 and 24, what does that give us? 168. And then what do we have at the end? 27. There's our answer. Okay? Now, guys, this will actually help us with our next problem. Because guys, we're not going to have things you got to realize is once you've done something, you don't. If you've done it right the first time, you don't have to redo it if it's already been if you already done it right the first time. I should probably edit that out because it was kind of confusing, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep going. All right. All right. Check this out. That's okay. I'll go back. Look, that says what? AB plus CD. Now we got to do what? AB minus CD. Okay? So I'm just going to go back right here. And we're just going to do what? Subtract them. So what is literally 20x to the power of 4 minus an x to the power of 4? 19x to the power of 4. So in case you're wondering what we're doing AB, and we are taking away CD. That's what we're doing. We're doing this minus this. Well, what is 64? Help me out, guys. 64 minus 9. 53. X cubed. I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. There we go. I think it's 55. All right. I'm asking my students for help, and they're not really helping me right now. Okay. And they literally all have calculators like right next to them. Okay. So can you do 57 minus 26? They literally have calculators, and they're just depending on me. Wow. I'm just going to go to my calculator. This is making me sad. 57 minus 26. What is it? 31? All right. This is all I'm wanting my students to do right now. 57 minus 26. That's it. That's all I want. 31x squared. And they're letting me down. 144x minus 24x. That's right. 27 minus 0. There we go. That's hard, right? So guys, what does this expression right here represent? AB minus CD, whereas this represents AB plus CD. Okay? All right. Moving on, everybody. Moving on. This is our last problem we're going to work out together, okay? This is it. Whew. Sabrina simplified the polynomial expression represented below. Whew. Which expression represents the polynomial in simplified forms? We're gonna write that down. So guys, check this out. All you got to do is just do this on your paper, okay? We're not going to have to do this in your journal. Just do it on your paper. First thing we got to do is do what? We have to distribute. So here we go. Help me out. Double this, guys. 8x squared. Boom. Got it. Okay, now I want you guys to understand. Do you guys see where it says 1 1/3? I'm going to change that to 4/3. It's going to help us. Just trust me. Okay? It's going to help us. Now, what I have to do is I have to take 3 over 2 and I got to multiply it to each of these guys. Okay? So do you guys see how we have 3 times 8 and 2 times 3? 3 times 8 is 24. 2 times 3 is, so what is 24 divided by 6? 4. So can you guys put plus 4x squared? I'm going to go over here. 3 times negative 10 is negative 30. 2 times 3 is 6. What is negative 30 divided by 6? So put negative 5x. Okay? Now I'm going to erase this right here, and right above it, I'm going to put, ready, 4 over 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 2 times 3 is 6. What's 12 divided by 6? 2. There, we just did it. Okay? Minus, I got to open up a parentheses, because here's what I got to do first. I got to actually, I'm going to change this to green. All right, got to change this to green. We're going to do 4 times 1.5, which is 6, We're going to do 4 times a half. What's half of 4? 2. And what's 4 times a quarter? That's going to be 1. All right, if you take 4 times 0.25, that becomes a 1. If it's a negative 1. And last but not least, we're going to multiply a half times each of these guys. What's half of 4? 2. What's half of 8? Okay. What's half of negative 6? There we go. So what's the only thing that made this one difficult? You guys see right here where we had a 4 that we had to multiply before we had to subtract. So listen up. Here's what we got to do. We have to literally distribute that negative inside here. So put negative 6x squared plus, yep, got to keep it, got to make it a minus, minus 2x, but I got to make this a plus 1. Whew. You guys see why I color-coded it? Because I want you guys to see each of these expressions. All right, so check this out. What we have to do is we really got to focus in on the x squared. So I'm going to do my final answer in blue. What is 8x squared plus 4x squared? 12x squared. 12x squared minus 6x squared is 6x squared, and 6x squared plus 2x squared is a total of, so we have 8x squareds. Okay? Here we go. 6x minus 5x is 1x. 1x minus 2x is a negative x. Negative x plus 4x is a total of 3 x's. So let me explain what I just did there. Watch this. Can you guys see these numbers? Just look at the x's. What does that say? 6. That says what? Negative 5. What does that say? Negative 2. What does that say? 4. So watch this. So what was our, it was 6 minus what? Minus 5, then what? Minus what? 2, then what? Plus 4. Do you see how we got 3? So you just take the coefficients and you can use your calculator, and that can totally help you out. All right? Here we go. Negative 4 plus 2. Negative 2. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Negative 1 minus 3 more is negative 4. So if you're wondering what I did there, just take a negative 4. What are we going to do? We're going to add a 2. Then what else are we going to do? Add one more 1. And then right here at the end, what are we going to do? Take away a 3. And what do we get? All right. And what do I have right here? That's your answer. So guys, we did a lot of complicated stuff because the stuff that you're going to do in the Khan Academy is going to be ridiculously easy in compared to this. All right? I'm going to show you guys what to do tomorrow. Today was just about making sure you guys knew how to do some big processes. So I'm just letting you guys know what we did today is a preview of everything you're going to need to know. You're going to need it, well, other than we didn't do division. We got to do division, okay? But we did add, subtract, and multiply. So the only thing we got to do now is divide. Y'all have a good day.